Here we have the current stock market update for Super Micro Computer Incorporated, stock ticker SMCI. Before we begin with today's chart analysis, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts in the comment section below so that other traders can find this information more easily on the platform. So what we're looking at here is a 1 hour price chart. Each candle on this price chart represents a 1 hour trading period. And as we can see here, we are starting to, just continue to force our way upward through these prior resistance zones. It's a bit interesting here because the follow through has actually been very limited. Normally, when you see this much of a, resistance zone that forms, the breakout point tends to be much more forceful. And I suspect that a lot of this activity, sort of boring price action here, I suspect that a lot of this has to do with the outcome today with Nvidia. Might seem a bit unrelated, but Nvidia posted a new all-time high today. I do suggest that people take a look at that video. I just posted a video on that stock as well. And that stock did move into new all-time highs today, but only by about 15 cents, which is kind of strange. I mean, normally you see a lot more volatility and even two-way price action in both directions. There tends to be a lot more going on, but the stock really just kind of broke to a new high. It was about 15 cents above the June 20 high, and then it started to reverse lower. And it was just kind of a very strange event because it was just, something like that could really be explosive, and it just turned into almost nothing. So, similar activity here is starting to unfold with Super Micro Computer, and that's why I bring this up because this near-term high now, this is it's almost making me laugh here because this new high here comes in at $50.60, which is about 25. It's about 25 cents above the prior high, and it's just I'm laughing because it's like what is going like I'm wondering if the market is even awake today. Like, is anybody? Maybe I'm the only one awake today. I'm not sure. Because there doesn't seem to be very much going on here, even though we are breaking through resistance levels, and Nvidia just posted a new all-time high. So it's strange to see this lack of follow-through unfolding here. And you can make a couple of arguments. You could say, well, this could turn into a false breakout. It's really not much of a fall. It's really not much of a break to the top side. Maybe share prices will start to reverse lower here. Maybe there's nothing really going on. Maybe we're looking at the wrong level. That's possible too. But I mean, it's harder. It's harder to make that argument with Nvidia because the all-time high is relatively clear. Like, that's not really an opinion. It's the June 20 high, 140.76, and then what was the high today? Like 140.90 or somewhere around there. It's really not an opinion. So, I mean, and even with this chart here, this is really obvious. I mean, it's really clear where the resistance level is at this point. This has been tested. I don't even know how many times that is. 7, 8 times. It's been tested many times. So, these are very clear levels. So I'm not really ready to admit that we're looking at the wrong levels here. But the fact that there's no follow through here is just very strange. I don't overall think that this really changes the outlook here. I do think that this is a positive development. I mean, we are forming new highs here. There has been a bit of a decline, but not by much. I mean, we're seeing this price high comes in at $50.60, and then currently we're trading right around $47.30. So a little bit more than $3 in what is often a volatile stock. So there has been a bit of a rejection here, but we did form a new high. So you can make a couple of different arguments, I suppose. But the way that I would look at this would be that it's still a bullish formation. This is still an ascending triangle. We're seeing higher lows and even higher highs, even if it's not by much. So the overall structure there remains positive. In the indicator reading, the picture is a little bit less, I don't know, positive. I don't know. It's a little bit more bearish if we're looking at the indicator reading here because, this uptrend has now recently broken. So that's a bearish signal. And then the dominant momentum reading here is still negative. So I would have to say that the indicator reading here on the hourly time frame is bearish. We would have to say that. So, is it possible that we start to see a movement lower here? I suppose. But I think that would depend on I hate to keep going back to Nvidia, but I think it will depend on Nvidia. If we do just sort of see a kind of a price failure here at these recent highs above 140 with Nvidia, and if we start to see a movement back toward 135 in that stock or 130, then I think you could start to see a share price movement to the downside, and then possibly even a break of this ascending triangle pattern once again to the downside, and then that would have to signal that this movement to the top side would be a false breakout. I still have a very hard time believing this because there's just so much activity here at the upper end of this triangle, and then we are breaking to the top side. We didn't break to the downside; we broke to the top side, and it is a new high. So, overall, even though the indicator reading, I mean, we do have to watch the indicator reading here because that is a red flag, and it does suggest that there could be some negative momentum that is developing here. So I guess we'll just close out the video by looking at quickly some potentially bearish scenarios just in case this outlook is incorrect. Here we'll look at the price movement from $37.30 to this $50.60 recent price high. So in this case, I would really be looking at roughly 45.60 as the next major level to watch to the downside. I think that if we break below here, that would be a fairly significant bearish signal because we would be breaking below the entire exponential moving average cluster on the hourly time frame. So it's important. The moving averages are important on this time frame. You would also be moving below the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement of those prior 3730 lows to the 5060 highs. That 38.2 comes in right around this level as well. And then you also have this uptrend line that we have been watching for that ascending triangle pattern. So you do have sort of three signals at once, which is what I try to look for in any trade or in any sort of outlook position. Like if I'm going to have a bearish outlook, I want to see three signals really. Kind of overlapping in the same area. So if we do see share prices sort of break through this area, then I suppose we would have to reverse the outlook here and possibly even suggest that this could be a false breakout to the top side. It could be because it's so minimal and it's such a small break to the top side. It's just very hard for me to believe this at the moment because there's so much activity going on here at the top of that channel, the top of the channel rather than at the bottom of the channel. So here's the current stock market update for Super Microcomputer, stock ticker SMCI. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market, lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.